Hi everyone, my name is Crystal. I am a second year PT student. Yay! And this video is intended for people that are interested in physical therapy, pre-PT, freshmen in undergrad, and if you're really ambitious, freshmen in high school, and maybe even people that are thinking about transitioning to the field of physical therapy. A quick disclaimer, this video is just my personal opinion, experiences, and things that I wish I would have known prior to the application process. So, let's get started. So, the way that I broke down the content for this video is GPA, major, volunteer hours / observation hours, GRE, essays, letter of rec, and just additional information that I have for you guys. So, I'm a stats kind of girl. I think numbers kind of place things in perspective and reality and kind of what you should expect. There is a system called PTCast, and most programs, not all, participate in this PTCast thing. It's just like a web page that you're able to do your application through. And like I said, not all, but most PT programs participate in this. So the total number of programs in the PTCast is 223, United States. There are 112,373 PTCast applications. And of those applications, there are only 40 seats in most standard programs. So the numbers are not there to scare you. It's just to put in perspective and reality that there are a lot of people wanting the same thing as you. It's competitive, and so I'm hoping that this video can give you insight to how to make yourself different, how to make yourself unique, how to maybe tips of even going in that direction of how to be different. Because I mean, obviously we're all different. We have different experiences and backgrounds, but at the end of the day of the application, the PT program, the director is going to see a name and numbers and words. They don't get to put your face on it. They don't get to, well, some people actually have videos for their application process, but most people don't. I guess the average GPA is like a 3.5. Competitive is 3.5 to 3.8. And I think and I believe that you can't have lower than a 3.0 GPA. So again, to be competitive, I think it's important to kind of hit that 3.5, 3.8 range. I know not all people will, but that's okay because we're on a balancing scale where one area may be weaker or lower, there's another strength that you have that you could actually shine more light to. So don't worry and freak out or be discouraged if you have a lower GPA. So, and I can also go into my personal experience with, I guess, my application process. If you guys want to see that a little bit later, I can make a video about that as well. So just let me know, make any comments below or questions that you may have during this video, and I will answer them. Why is GPA important? I always feel like thinking about the why to a lot of things kind of helps me put into perspective that it's not just a number, it's actually a way to predict how well you could possibly do in a PT program or really grad school period. So I briefly mentioned if you have a lower GPA, it is possible to focus on your prereqs, and those are listed within each program. It's usually like anatomy, physiology 1 and 2, bio 1 and 2, chem 1 and 2, physics 1 and 2. Most programs have psychology as a prereq, medical terminology, speech, English 1 and 2, and I will list the others as well. But my point is those prereqs that most programs require, it will be important for you to strengthen those. Likely to have A's, B's, probably not C's, but I think if your cumulative GPA is a little lower, but your prerequisite GPA is higher, I think that can also help you out for those that have lower GPA. And don't be discouraged. There's a way. You can find a way. I'm definitely here for questions if anyone has any. Now we're moving on to majors. My major was kinesiology, exercise science. Some people have asked me, does it matter if I have a different major that's not related to the medical field? No, I don't think it matters at all. As long as you get those prereqs done, taken care of, then you're good to go. I actually think there's an advantage and a benefit of having a degree outside of medical related major topics or whatever, because it gives you a different perspective on life. Something that you can add to your interviews, something you can, once you get into PT school, you can relate to others that are interested or that have majored in the same thing you did. I actually think it adds more to you, your profile, your perspective. Or maybe a freshman and you're interested in doing something related to the field of physical therapy. You could definitely do like kinesiology, exercise science, health majors, of course, pre-med, whatever. The advantage to that is obviously you have more of a background in where you're headed to shadowing, observation hours, volunteer hours. In my head, I see volunteer separate from observation hours. So I'll touch on volunteer. Well, let me start with this. Most programs require about 40 hours minimum. I've seen some that even required about like 80 to 100, so it really depends. Do your research. But I had about a lot. I think I had lower areas such as my GRE. It sucked bad. So I had to balance things out. My GPA was pretty high. Volunteer hours was a lot, or observation hours was a lot. So that probably helped shine lights in different areas where my GRE kind of sucked, but I worked my butt off to do better in other subjects. With volunteer hours, I think volunteer hours are pretty cool because it's things outside of PT, things that you do in your community. It shows your personality and what you're interested in, hobbies or things that are important to you. I wish someone would have told me that your observation shadowing hours are not just to say you did it or that it happened or occurred or guess you have this amazing ginormous number, but it's more so for your benefit to see if you really want to do this. Observation hours gives you a time to see that, one, is this really for you? Two, maybe what area would you like to be in? What setting would you like to be in PT? And three, to learn. You need to be learning things. You need to be paying attention to the presentations of patients, how they look, how they walk, how they act. All of it is so important because now that I'm in PT school, I'm using those experiences for learning. But to remember the things I saw, like, it gives you so much of an upper hand. I would recommend being like a PT tech somewhere, anywhere, just somewhere, do it. While you're there, pay attention to the patients. Definitely build a relationship with the PTs there. Those are the people that will support you through this. You'll be able to tie that back into like your essays or your interviews, things you saw. I would recommend doing a lot of settings, not just outpatient, not just one place, like not just the hospital, but going into a lot of different settings so that you can increase your amount of experience. GRE. Whew. GRE. I actually took a course for it to take like standardized testing. If you want that information too, you can go ahead and leave me a comment down below. But my GREs weren't that great. I will be totally honest with you guys. It wasn't that great. I wasn't just mediocre, but it wasn't at the competitive level. So again, going to the balancing act, right? I had a higher GPA. I had a lot of observation hours, volunteer hours. I was doing a lot of extracurricular activities that showed leadership skills, but my GRE sucked. So you gotta just understand that there is a balance to this thing. There is a way possible to show that you are an outstanding individual, hardworking, dedicated, you really want this. There's so many ways to be different and not let your weaknesses pull you down. Don't stop. Just keep going, keep pushing, do the best you can, but don't get stuck on the fact that your GRE score isn't the one that matches your ideal program or your ideal school, because there's other things that can help you out there. So that's GRE. So now we're moving on to letters of recommendation. I kind of alluded earlier on this video that those are going to be really important. Those are people that are part of the profession that will be able to vouch for you and your character, your personality, your work ethic. I don't have really much to say about that. Definitely just want to have a good relationship with them. They will be someone you really, really appreciate at the end of your PT journey. Your essay. Essays are important. I mean, what category isn't important, right? Like I've said, every category is important. Your essays are important because that is a time where you're able to display your personality. I don't remember what the subject was for my PT application, and I just kind of remember it was hard to kind of display my personality because it was such a, flat topic. I think it'll be important to try to relate and link in your experiences, your examples of how, what, and why. I think that allows it to be more personable and for the reader to see like, this person's pretty well-rounded, or I like the perspective that this individual has. So take every component serious. Take every component with just as much as you can give it, and just have faith that at the end of the day, all your work, your dedication, your drive will allow you to receive that interview. And the interview is a whole different process. I definitely can make a video about that too. I have questions I've studied and created and found, and just all of it. So I'm definitely happy to share that with you guys. So just let me know if you guys are interested. But I say all this to say, this is additional information, but the journey of PT is hard. It is all about hard work. It is all about perseverance. It is all about grit. It is about wanting it so bad, even to the point you become a PT. I'm not a PT yet, but I already know it's going to be about day in, day out, consistent hard work, as it has been, as it was when I was applying. It was so much work that went into it that you have to truly understand what you're getting yourself into. It's not just a career. It's not just a job, something you show up to, but no, you're showing up for yourself, your patients, your colleagues, everyone, day in, day out. So you have to understand that this is much bigger than you. You just have to understand and know, trust yourself through this process of trying to apply, that it will be worth it. It gets hard. There are some sad parts, some depressing parts, some you just feel like you're exhausted, but you just got to keep going, keep pushing forward, knowing that you will be rewarded with that invitation to come to the program and have that interview, tour the site, the campus, all of that. I don't know if I'm missing any additional tips. I would say going on campus tours will probably be helpful. You get to meet people that work there, students, current students. You actually get to figure out if the place or the program is for you. I definitely would recommend applying to a lot of schools. As I gave you the stats in the beginning of this video, that it is pretty competitive to get into PT school. So you apply to 2 schools, those are your chances. I'd say that the more schools you apply to, obviously the higher the chances. So I would encourage you to apply to more than just one school. There is a financial cost to that, of course, because PTCAS costs money per program you apply to, and then programs also have additional fees that are non-refundable. So it is an investment into yourself, your future. It all begins here at the application process. Don't limit yourself, guys. Don't give up. Stay encouraged. Stay lifted. Focus on your goal. Know that you can get it done. Be patient. It will happen. And don't quit. So that is all for me today. If you have any questions, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any topics you want me to go over, I'm more than happy to do so. I'm here for you guys. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, turn on your notification bells, and I will see you guys next time.